One of the reasons why I started drinking or binge drinking while I'm here is a relationship with my dad. He was my first coach, and he had a really high standard. And he had some strategies, and apparently one of them was not to hug me. So I only got one hug in my entire childhood, and that was after a basketball game my senior year. And the game was a state championship, and we are playing Anthony Penny Hardaway. Does anyone know?
Yeah.
So we're playing him, and he's the number one ranked player in the country, and he's supposed to be the next coming of Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson. And no one thought we could win, and I ended up dunking him twice, and I scored 25 points, and we won the game. And so my dad comes down, and I stick out my hand to shake his hand, and he grabs me and hugs me. And in that moment, my mind instantly gets rewired, because I'm thinking that the only way I can get affection from my father is if I do something crazy and impossible, if I'm like absolutely the best in the world. So I have spent, from then going off on these crazy goals, which I would do anyway, but when I failed, I felt like I lost my father's love, created such a pain that only alcohol could medicate. And so when I drank myself to death, and the doctor told me if you ever drink again, you're going to die like within 24 hours. And so I couldn't play around with it anymore. I had to figure out why I was drinking. And so in moral inventory, I kind of figured this out, this relationship with my dad. And one of the things I did, and he's been amazing with me, and we've just been going back through our history together. And one of the things I asked him is, why he didn't hug me. And, is it some Machiavellian father move, some coach thing or whatever? And he said, son, the reason I didn't hug you is because I didn't want you to be gay. He didn't know, like back then, that, too many hugs from your father might make you gay. And his thing was that it was okay, but he didn't want to be the reason for it. And so that transitioned my mind into the fact that he really wanted to hug me perpetually, but he held himself back. And so what was left was the fact that his training allowed me to have one of these great accomplishments in my entire life. I mean, I played an NBA Hall of Fame basketball player who, we won Divergent Pass. He's in the Hall of Fame, and I'm speaking here, so drastically different pass. But for that day, I was the best player in the country. And so that, to me, when I saw that, I began to apply the things he taught me to sobriety. And so we're talking about step 10, that's something that he always taught me. It's like the biggest room in the world's room for improvement. And in step 10, after you get past the steps and the dealing with the alcohol part, the moral inventory part, and get into 6 and 7, and once God begins to show up, there's other character defects is where I'm finding that my life is absolutely transforming. It goes beyond alcohol. It goes to how I treat my kids and how I treat my dog and how I write and how I speak. And, anytime I feel anxiety or worry, that is a character defect that I can go through the steps, and God shows up every single time. One of the things that I have read about is hidden dimension 4, the fourth dimension, is when you're living this life of perpetual love and joy and peace. And applying those principles that my dad taught me to be an athlete, I've applied in sobriety. And, it just keeps getting better and better and better. And one of the things that I never connected before is when you get rid of character defects, you get better character. I never connected those two things. So my character is the best that it's ever been. And so, I mean, this here for my entire life to have the 12 steps, I'm grateful that all this has happened to me, because this is the only way that I could have gotten these principles to make my life better. And it's been extraordinary. Thank you.